We all dream of our perfect garden, whether it's a secret country retreat, an oasis for wildlife, or a chic modern outdoor space. Stay with me and I'll show you how to turn that dream into reality. All around Britain, there are people just like you doing extraordinary things with ordinary-sized gardens. From tiny courtyards to traditionally sized plots, in secret wildlife havens or beautiful window boxes. It's amazing what can be done in any size garden. And for the next 8 weeks, I'm going to show you how to do it. Even if you don't think you're a gardener and your own space is tiny, I'll help you to unlock your garden's potential with a little help from my friends. This week on Love Your Garden, Valentine Warner reveals the pleasures of homegrown honey.
Well, that is superior.
Charlotte Ullenbrook helps protect your garden's wildlife from local predators.
Wow, she's really intrigued.
And I get into a spot of bother with the owners of a traditional British garden.
Alan, what are you doing? You're ruining my garden.
Plus, from state-of-the-art summer houses to perfect plant combinations, we'll show you what to do this weekend to create your own dream garden. This is Fareham in Hampshire. Now, 8 out of 10 people in Britain live in a normal residential street like this one. But this particular street has a secret. All right, so it looks like an ordinary bungalow. But when you walk through this door, the garden is extraordinary. This is a perfect example of what you might call a traditional British garden. 2 wonderfully planted beds of lush and intricate planting immediately catch the eye. Beside these is an elegant summer house set on its own jetty over a crystal clear pond. Believe it or not, this corner plot is only slightly larger than the average sized British garden. Because the design flows effortlessly from one area to another, the garden looks much bigger. This garden may seem complicated, but don't worry, there are simple and easy ways of achieving the look. The first step in creating a garden like this is to use matching materials or colours in different parts of the garden to give it a unified look. Here, they've painted all the wood the same colour and used matching brick edging around the lawn. Step 2 is to create a set of richly planted beds. Often, in a conventional garden, you'll find boring, narrow borders around a huge expanse of lawn. But here, they've created curved shapes that are centre stage. So what do? Just get out there with your spade and think, oh, I'll cut a pleasing shaped bed out here. This'll be okay. Oh, no. Therein danger lies. You want something that'll help you plan the shape. Get yourself a hose pipe. Lay it in the sun, because that way it's pliable, and if you're doing this job in winter, run some hot water through it. Makes it soft. You can then mark out exactly the curve that you want, so that it's nice and crisp and even, and then get yourself what's called kiln-dried sand. You can buy it in bags. It's really fine running sand, almost like you get in an egg timer. Put it in an old wine bottle and run it where you want your bed to be. When you've done that, you can take up your hose pipe, take up your spade and start cutting. So you've got the shape of your bed and you've dug it. What then do you put in it? Look for plants that will suit its situation. In shade, for instance, bright flowers tend not to do terribly well, but hostas and ferns will be very happy. If you've got room for 6 plants, don't get 6 different ones. 3 hostas and 3 ferns will give you much more impact. And when you're wanting a bit of stature in a bed, Japanese maples are wonderfully elegant and will never outgrow a small garden. They'll look good for 6 or 7 months of the year. If you get a bit of clipped topiary, this is box, you can also use yew, then this will look brilliant from January to December. The owners of this garden are Jill and Mike Hill, 2 passionate amateur gardeners who saw the potential in this space 20 years ago and never looked back. Jill, what's people's reaction when they come through that gate and they see this garden?
Oh, I think they're generally amazed because the front garden's so small and they're just completely gobsmacked when they come in.
But this isn't huge, it's just the amount of stuff that you've got in it.
Oh no, I think if you've got a tiny garden, then obviously it costs less money to make it look fantastic, doesn't it?
Mike, what was here when you arrived?
Well, I mean, when we moved here, it was just like a jungle. I mean, there's nothing been done here for 3 years. I was responsible for all this. I just do what I'm told, really.
I'll be back with Jill and Mike a little bit later, but first... With crafted planning, you can fit anything into a small garden. Fruit, vegetables, even bees. And these things called WBC hives are very attractive, very decorative. Except here in Jill and Mike's garden, they're just containers for compost. But Valentine Warner knows a man who has the real McCoy.
I love honey. Like Pooh Bear, I can't keep my paws out of the pot. It's my favourite sugar source, and so good to cook with too. I can't live without the stuff.
But despite what you may think, you don't need to live in the country to produce your own honey. Mike Townsend has been keeping bees for 20 years.
Mike, if I was to put 1 hive in my tiny London garden, how much honey could I hope to get back?
Properly looked after,
Yeah.
there's no reason why you couldn't have 40 pounds of honey, which is what we've got on the table here.
As a honey lover, that is still more honey than I eat in a year. How much space do you actually need to keep bees?
You can manage a beehive in a surprisingly small space. You've just got to take advice from local beekeepers, and they will give advice on where in fact you should put it. They're not dangerous, they're very much focused on their little community.
Yeah. Is beekeeping quite a calming experience?
Certainly when you come home from work
Yeah.
and just spend time with them, it is a calming experience, which is perhaps not what people expect.
To prove the point, Mike wants me to experience it for myself.
I'm snug, armoured and ready to go.
Ready to go. Now what we do is we give them just a little bit of smoke, not too much. It just calms the bees down.
That is an incredible noise.
How busy is a bee?
Well, when you think about it, these bees have probably got to make a couple of million journeys to flowers to make just 1 pound of honey.
Wow.
The bees start foraging for nectar as soon as the flowers blossom, so if you get started in early spring, you could be harvesting honey by the end of summer.
Well, that is superior. Now, to return the favour for everything you showed me today, I need to make you some honey ice cream, which will I bring out to you while you're reclining in the garden.
I look forward to it.
See you in a minute.
For the perfect honey ice cream, you need 10 egg yolks, half a pint of double cream, half a pint of milk, and 4 ounces of good honey.
Oh, he's going to love that. Mike, it's been an absolute pleasure today.
Good.
Bees and ice cream, fresh honey, and a happy man.
Good.
Thank you.
This week, we're showing you how to create the perfect traditional British garden. And in this garden, the star feature is the Summerhouse. Built over its own pond, it's an inviting space, giving you the ideal shaded spot to sit and admire your handiwork. What Mike and Jill have rather neatly done is make their Summerhouse appear to float over the water on this decking jetty. How have they managed to do that without these posts perforating the liner? Rather neatly. when you're making the pond, underneath the liner where the posts will go, half a concrete block. On top of that, a piece of carpet to stop that block from perforating the liner. On top of the liner, another piece of carpet. On top of that, another half block, and your post sits on that sandwich, secure as a rock. Because what everybody wants is a crystal clear pool that never has green water. Tricky. Well, it needs oxygenating plants. You might be tempted to go for this. It's called Canadian pondweed. It's far too rampant. It'll clog your pond up in the matter of a year. You're better off looking for a British native, like this, hornwort or water milfoil with this frothy, ferny foliage which isn't nearly so vigorous. And if you're still getting green water, and new ponds invariably do for a while, you can use barley straw. These little tiny sacks can be suspended just under the surface of the water. They'll sink in a little while. In about 28 days' time, they will start to clear it, hopefully. And then you can look out over a wonderful bit of sparkling water. Coming up, Charlotte Ullenbrook has handy tips on protecting bird life. I reveal what to buy this weekend to achieve your own dream garden. And how will Jill feel when I try to improve on her beloved design? Look, it gets worse before it gets better.
Better be or you're in the pond.
Still to come, Charlotte Ullenbrook on protecting your garden's wildlife. And would you pay over £7,000 for this summerhouse? Welcome back to this dreamy traditional British garden that's been a labour of love for Jill and Mike Hill. A lot of people would look at a garden like this and say it must cost a fortune.
Well, I sold the microwave to get the Acer.
Did you?
And don't put this on camera, but I used my heating allowance money to buy my tree fern.
I think that's brilliant. So every bit of money that comes in this household, Mike, goes on the garden. You don't get it.
That's about right, actually. Yeah, it does.
Any bits that you don't like?
I'm not happy with the rocks over there because it doesn't look as natural as the rest of the pond.
Do you know, I always think that ponds are made or marred by their edging. Mike and Jill have also had problems with soil from this bed fouling their pond, but I've got a solution. Now, Mike, there was a very famous rock gardener in the early part of the 20th century called Reginald Farrer, and he talked about the kind of rock gardens he didn't like. He said they looked like plum puddings or dogs' graves. Now, I don't want to say what this looks like, but I think you'll find that your main problem is just this top layer. They don't look natural. You've got a wonderful natural edge to your pond over there, where all the plants are falling into it and masking it. Here it looks as if you run out of inspiration, you just dumped rocks. So I just want to get these edge ones out, the top ones. Okay. You'd think I'd be able to garden in an executive capacity now, wouldn't you?
Oh, Alan, what are you doing? You're ruining my garden.
I thought you didn't like all these rocks along here.
I don't like it like this either.
Look, it gets worse before it gets better.
It better be or you're in the pond.
I'm replacing the higgledy-piggledy boulders with matching flat stones. This way the plants can come right up and fall over them. But I don't think Jill's convinced. I get the feeling you're being watched.
There's a big gap there now, Alan, where the soil's going to escape into the pond.
Yes, there is, yes. I'm across that.
I'm just concerned about all those sharp edges. If they
Don't you be concerned,
And I've got
madam.
a pierced liner.
Well, you won't have a pierced liner. You might have pierced something else. Go and make a cup of tea and come back when it's done, and I'll assure you then that it will work. With Jill safely out of the way and all my stones in place, I can now turn my attention to the planting. This is aquatic compost. Use topsoil if you want. Don't use ordinary potting compost, which has too many nutrients in it, which, when they leach down into the water, they'll foul it and cause lots of green algae to grow. So it really is worth using aquatic. I want to try and encourage these hostas to fall towards the water. You see, already it's starting to just soften that edge. This is an astilbe. Just call them spirea. Lovely fluffy heads in cream or crimson or pink. Great waterside plants, they hate dry earth. So this boggy area here will suit them down to the ground. The finishing touch is these pebbles. They're softer on the eye than those dirty great lumps of rock. They seal in the moisture, which the plants will enjoy, stop it evaporating quite so fast, and they'll stop the soil from being washed into the pond and clouding it in rainy weather. So there you have it. This bed now fits comfortably with the rest of the pond. If you remember, it did look like a dog's graveyard, but I think this is a real improvement. All that's left is for Jill to give it her seal of approval. But before that, it's time to look at another way to make the most of your outdoor space. For most of us, wildlife is an important part of our gardens, but in a residential area like this, protecting it can be something of a challenge, as Charlotte Ullenbrook finds out.
For many of us, one of the greatest pleasures in a garden is birdsong. But we also love our pets. And often the two just don't mix that well. A 2011 study found that Britain's 10.3 million cats kill over 160 million prey a year. So how do we give the birds and other wildlife a better chance of survival? Caroline Broom has come up with one solution in her North London garden.
This is what we call our catatorium. We have 6 cats, but we're also avid gardeners, and we like to encourage wildlife into our garden. The birds will come right up to the fencing. I think they must instinctively know that they're protected.
But what if you don't have the time or space to build a catatorium? Well, Caroline has kindly let me use her garden to test out some alternatives. The first line of defence is pelleted lion poo. The idea, of course, is that the cat that's normally king of its patch in the garden is fooled into thinking that the granddaddy of all predators has arrived. Wow, that's amazing. She's really intrigued. I don't think she's exactly fazed by the fact that there's a very large predator in her garden. She's obviously a real lioness in her own right. Anyway, it certainly isn't a very effective barrier, because she's now carrying on straight over to her food. Next up is a sonic sensor. Normally it's set to a frequency that only cats can hear, and the idea is that as they pass this sensor, they trigger a really high-pitched sound. Let's just see how they react. Radar! Radar! Well, it went off, but he obviously wasn't bothered at all. If the newfangled devices don't work, what about the old-fashioned bell? This might be the most effective, and they do get used to them. Go on then. But I suppose it is very irritating for the cat when it gives the game away as it's sneaking up on some garden birds. Of course, not all your neighbours' cats will have bells, so it's always best to place bird feeders high up and in the open, so birds can see trouble coming and escape.
Back in Fareham, it's time to reveal my pondside mini makeover to Mike and Jill.
Oh, wow. It's lovely.
Well, it's just soft, you see. I mean, it's not sort of spectacular,
Exactly.
but the border then just sort of eases down towards the water. And I put pebbles on because you were concerned about your mud, and those pebbles show the plant leaves off well.
No, it looks lovely.
Have I have a cup of tea then?
Excellent.
Is this where I fling my arms around you and kiss you then?
Sweet woman. Well, I've only done a tiny weeny bit, so thank you for letting me have a go, because I have to tell you, when you walk through that gate, you would never expect to find magic like this. Well done, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
You see, you don't need stately acres to create this traditional British garden. So now it's your turn. Here are 3 simple ways to get the look. Mike and Jill's contemporary brick edging pulls the whole design of their garden together. But for a more old-fashioned look, you could try Victorian edging tiles. These are called blue rope and are widely available at garden centres. When it comes to Jill's choice of border plants, the colour and texture of the hostas really sets off the dramatic Japanese maple. An alternative that's easier to grow and has equal wow factor is this combination of purple smokebush and bright green lady's mantle. Or how about this pairing of pale gold and purple-leaved Lysimachia? If you don't have anywhere to plant it, it looks just as good in a pot. And let's not forget the elegant Summerhouse. Mike and Jill actually built theirs using salvaged materials and reclaimed timber. But if money's no object, why not go for this ultra-modern outdoor pod? Whether you're dining or lounging, it rotates so you can follow the sun right through the day. But here's a more affordable alternative. Made from pressure-treated softwood, it'll last for years, and you can also paint it with a coloured timber preservative. So there you are, some great ways to help you love your garden. See you next time. Bye-bye.